I hope you can all see that. Can everybody see my screen okay? This new presentation? Can you all see this okay? Maybe someone can just say yes in the chat if you can see B2 First Writing article. Yeah, okay, great. Thank you. Perfect. So another article today. This is the task. So Photo World, a photography website, wants to publish a series of articles by photo enthusiasts. Articles wanted: what is the best way to take pictures? Is it better to take pictures using a traditional camera, a digital camera, or a mobile phone? Explain your opinion by writing an article. In your article, you should discuss factors such as picture quality and the convenience of using these devices. If you like, you may give examples of pictures you have taken with each. The best articles will be published online. Participants will also be entered into a prize draw to win advanced photo editing software. Write your article. So this is the second or third article that we've looked at in these classes. Let's start off by making a list of some of the things that we need to remember for a checklist for articles. So a checklist of things that are important for an article. So if you can tell me in the chat some ideas, we've talked about them before. What's important to include in an article? Renula says a title. Yes, good. What else? An introduction. Yep, we need an introduction. We'll include the introduction in our plan, but here I just want a general list of the things specific for an article. So yeah, we do need an intro. What else do we need? Do we write formally? Do we write informally? Do we give our opinion? Do we not give our opinion? Okay, so we've got a mixture of formal or informal. We need to be more informal for an article. Not too informal, but more informal than an essay. So we can be friendly. We can use colloquial language. And we need to be interesting as well. So interesting language. So we're going to be more informal to make the writing interesting and to keep our reader interested. Yeah, good, Oscar. We need to give our opinion. Don't use simple adjectives. Good. That's probably true for all the writing tasks, is try to avoid using simple adjectives if we can give a better alternative. What else have we got here? Anything else? Yeah, we can include a question. Very good, Renula. Yeah. Okay, very good. I've got here some notes that I blanked out. Let's have a look. So I've said here, interesting title to capture the attention of the reader. Informal, give our opinion. So the writer has to give their opinion. We can talk about personal experiences. So that's good. That's okay. And in this one here, it says, if you like, you may give examples of pictures you have taken with each. So in an article, it's absolutely okay to talk about personal experiences. Speak to the reader. So imagine you're talking to a friend or somebody, maybe somebody standing right in front of you. Speak to them directly. So we can ask them a question, like Renula said. Give an interesting ending. And also don't forget to include paragraphs for all the writings as well. So there's a little checklist for articles. I'll leave these here. Okay, let's have a look at vocabulary. Let's make a list of any words or any phrases, structures that we know related to photography. So photography, pictures, cameras. Let's make a list of the words that we might know, good words that demonstrate a good range. Okay, let's have a look. Landscape, says Terry. Or landmarks, good. Yeah, good. Amparo says digital photographs with high resolution. Excellent. Yeah, high resolution and also low resolution. Good. What else? Yeah, light is important, or lighting. Lighting is what we call the art of using light for artistic effect. So in photography or in films, we talk about lighting, having good lighting. Also, yeah, sharpness. So these are very specific terms for photography. Sharpness, good. Renula says the lens, yeah. Zoom, excellent. Amparo says focus. You said focus in details, but we focus on details. Focus on details. Sharpness, backgrounds, filters. Yeah, a good filter. Pixels. Wow, we've got lots. What else? Very good. Shadow, Israel. Yep, shadows. Okay, that's a good list to start with. We can add some more as we go. Wow, Gabrielle says anti-shake technology. I think there's another name for that, anti-shake. I'll put it in, anti-shake. Good. Okay. Let's have a look at a plan. So I've actually made a plan already, and I've actually done another writing just before we started. So I'm going to show you that in a minute and talk you through it. But we can change it as well, or you can ask me some questions. We can make some adjustments. Oh, I'm just looking at the chat. Renula says a photographer's artistic soul. Okay, I like that. The artistic soul. Photographer's artistic soul. Interesting. Yeah, that's great. Or we could say the artistic vision as well. Okay. Flashes. Yes, good. Okay, that's enough enough vocabulary just for now. Let's have a look at the plan that I've done. So this is just one idea, and just to give you an idea and to help you, but you don't have to copy this. You can use your own, but this is what I've done. So my plan is I'm going to start with an intro. I'm going to have 4 paragraphs in total. So these are actually going to be paragraph 2 and paragraph 3. So in my intro, I'm going to introduce the topic in an interesting way, maybe ask a question. And then I've decided that for me, the best way to take pictures is a mobile phone. So I'm going to explain why I think a mobile phone is important. And remember, what we have to do to get full marks is to answer all the points in this question here. If we don't answer everything that they ask us to, then it's impossible to get full marks. So the things that we need to talk about is we need to say which we think is the best way to take pictures. So we have to give our opinion. What is the best way to take pictures? We can choose between a traditional camera, a digital camera, or a mobile phone. And then we need to explain our opinion and discuss factors such as picture quality and convenience of using these devices. So that's what I focused on in my essay. So to get full points, you have to give your opinion, what's the best way to take pictures, and you have to discuss these factors, or factors such as picture quality and convenience. So that's what I focused on. And it says, if you like, you may give examples of pictures you have taken with each. So I haven't actually done that in mine, but that's another option that you can do. So you can talk about your own examples. So in my plan, I've got introduce topic, ask question. Paragraph 2, I'm going to talk about the convenience of mobile phones for taking photos. Then in paragraph 3, I'm going to mention the benefits of a digital camera, which is that's better quality, higher resolution, as Amparo said. And I'm also going to mention the benefits of a traditional camera, which is the look and the feel that you get from old equipment. And then in my conclusion, I'm going to give my final opinion, which is that mobiles are the best. They're the best way for taking photos. And I'm going to say because they are so convenient and widely available. Everybody now has a mobile phone, so it's very easy to use one. It's easy to practice. You always have it with you, so it's easy to take a photograph at any moment. So that's my idea, but maybe you disagree, maybe you want to say something else. But I will show you my answer that I've done here. So I'll just give you 60 seconds to read, if you like, and then I'll take you through it in a second. So just read this for 1 minute. I will put these notes on the website on the live page, the live class page afterwards, so you can copy this. I'll do that after this class. Okay, let's have a look. I'm just going to add another column here because we might want to add some extra vocabulary. Okay, so I've started off. This is my title. Just going to underline it just so we know it's a title. Why a mobile phone is a photographer's best friend. So I think that's quite an interesting title. I've given my opinion, so you know what I'm gonna talk about in the article. Yeah, and I think I capture the reader's interest with this title. Israel, what if you become famous and known photographer using anything else than your mobile phone? What if you become famous? Israel, I don't exactly understand what you mean. Could you explain? Could you clarify your question? What if you become famous? Is this another, maybe it's another idea for a title? Perhaps. Oh, okay, yeah. So there's another idea for a title. Yeah, okay, I understand. Now I understand. What if you become famous? What if you become a famous and known photographer using nothing else than your mobile phone? Yeah, that's another good idea. Yeah, I like that. Gabrielle, you say, may I ask if it is incorrect to say a camera on hand or at hand? On hand or at hand? Both are correct. Yeah, but I'll explain that in a minute as we go through. So I think you're talking about here. I've said a mobile phone on hand, but I'll come to that in a minute. So here's my title. Then in my introduction, I've started with another interesting statement. I've said photography has changed drastically over the last few decades. So I'm creating more interest. Taking photos has never been so easy and accessible to so many, thanks to modern technology. But what is the best way to take pictures? So there's my question, which we said in the plan. I was going to ask a question. So I've introduced the topic of photography. I've given my opinion already in the title, and I'm asking a question. So I'm creating lots of interest. Oscar says, I don't understand to so many people. So yeah, taking photos has never been so easy and accessible to so many people, but the people is not necessary. So that's what it means. Many people. Is it necessary, this too? Yes, this too is necessary. Never been so easy and accessible to. It's easy and accessible to so many people. Or maybe I should say actually accessible for so many people. Yeah. Yeah, both. We can use both. I'll change it to for. But yeah, we need to say something here. Thanks to modern technology, but what is the best way to take pictures? So that's my intro. Then in paragraph 2, I'm going to talk about the convenience of the mobile phone. So I say, for me, so I'm being personal, I'm talking about my own opinion, my own experience. For me, the most important weapon in a photographer's arsenal is being ready for the perfect moment. So I've got some good vocabulary here. I've got a nice expression, which is a weapon in someone's arsenal, a weapon in an arsenal. An arsenal is your collection or a collection of weapons that people have. Maybe, for example, an army or a soldier, they would have a range of different weapons. When do I have to use to me? Israel, thank you for your question. Can I answer that one at the end? I'm just going to go through I'll go through the text and then I'll answer the questions like that at the end, just so I don't lose the flow. So that, yeah, I've used a good expression here. So I recommend you look this up on Google, your arsenal and a weapon in your arsenal. So nowadays, almost everyone has a mobile phone on hand to whip out when needed. So I've put here whip out, which means to take out, but very quickly. So if you whip something out, it means you take it out. For example, a gun, which kind of continues with the expression I've used here with weapon and arsenal. So whip out means take out very fast. It makes the process of taking photos so convenient. Now, I'm going to add a comma here. Now, anyone can start putting their photo skills to the test and learning the craft. So I've got some more vocabulary here that's quite useful and interesting. Craft is like another word for an art. So we can say photography is a craft, or carpentry, which is using wood to make things, is a craft, or singing is a craft, something that requires skill. And I've also used this expression here to put your skills to the test. So putting your skills to the test, it means exactly that, using testing your skills with a situation. I'll just, Oscar, I'll answer that question just in a minute. I'll just finish with the text, and then I'll come back to the questions. So that's my second paragraph. And in the third paragraph, I start, sure, some people will say that the quality is not as good as on more professional equipment. Just going to add a bit more vocabulary down here. Equipment, professional as well, actually, professional equipment. And I've started with this word, sure, which is quite a friendly and informal way to begin a paragraph or a sentence, but it keeps interest. This sure means something like of course. Means the same, of course, it's inevitable. So I could use of course instead, but sure is maybe a little bit less formal, but it fits very nice. And it's offering a contrast to this idea. So here I've given the idea that mobile phones are brilliant for taking photos. And now I'm talking about sort of on the other hand, that there will be people that say the quality is not as good, of course. So I'm connecting these ideas with the previous paragraph. So sure, some people will say that the quality is not as good as on more professional equipment. Also, there is a lot to be said for the feel of traditional analog gear. There is a lot to be said. This is a good expression. A lot to be said means that is a positive thing, or can be a positive thing. It means that the feel is is important. We should consider the feel. It's an important aspect. So this thing here is important, and I express that by saying there is a lot to be said. Got some more vocabulary here. Analog gear. Analog is the opposite of digital. So usually when we talk about technologies, we talk about digital and analog. So analog is before digital. I've used the word gear here because I had equipment. Gear is another word for equipment, but I didn't want to repeat, so I've used gear. Nothing beats the look of a photo developed in a dark room. So this is quite good, important photography vocabulary. A dark room is the place before digital cameras where photographers would create their photos. So nothing beats the look of a photo developed in a dark room. Another good expression here, so I'm keeping me interest. Nothing beats, and you can use that for lots of things. So nothing beats the smell of your mother's cooking, for example. It means there is nothing better. It's the best. Nothing beats. Nothing beats the look of a photo developed in a dark room. But I don't feel that these things matter as much as convenience. So there we go. In my next paragraph, I've talked about the benefits of digital cameras, and I've talked about the benefits of traditional cameras as well. So I've mentioned them. So I'm going to get points for content because I'm doing what it says up here. So I'm discussing factors such as picture quality and convenience. But in my conclusion, I'm going to say that mobile phones, I think, are the best. So here's my conclusion. In conclusion, I think that the best way to take photos is to always be ready to capture those special but rare moments. And thanks to the mobile phone, everybody has that chance. So that's my conclusion. I've given my opinion. I've summarized what I've already said, which is what we do in a conclusion. And I've used some interesting vocabulary again, talking about capturing special but rare moments. So there we go. I've got 4 paragraphs, which is a perfect amount. I've not written too much, not written too little. I've connected my ideas. There's an organization, there's an introduction. One paragraph says one idea, another paragraph says another idea, and then I've concluded. So I've got good organization. It's clear, it's easy to understand. I give my opinion. I've got an interesting title. I speak to the reader a little bit. I've asked a question. But what is the best way to take pictures? And I create interest as well. So I think I've done everything on this checklist. I didn't give any examples here of pictures I have taken, but that doesn't matter. That's just an option if you like. So if you want to. So yeah, I think that's a good model. Okay, if anyone has any questions, put them in the chat. I'm just going to answer the ones that Israel and Oscar have already asked. Israel, you says, when do I have to use to me? Are you talking about up here, the accessible to me or for me? Is that what you're talking about? Could you just clarify your question, Israel? Oscar, you said needed is past, but we are speaking at now and present. Let me have a look. Where does it say needed? Okay, Oscar, you said needed is past, but we are speaking at now in present. Yes, that's correct. Nowadays, almost everyone has a mobile phone on hand to whip out when needed. Yes, good. But here I could say when it is needed. But I don't need to say this. I don't need to include this. I can include this. So this would be correct, but it's not necessary. And I didn't want to use too many words that I didn't need to. So it is. We're still in the present. We're still talking about the present. We're talking about things in general. Because I say it is, and is present. So yeah, this bit is not necessary, but you can include it. Let's have a look. More questions. Israel said, I read a long time ago that to me can be used to give an opinion. To me. I think we could say, let me think. To me, I think you're talking about, yeah, so you're talking about giving an opinion. To me, let me try and think of an example. To me, I think you would use this if you're talking about something, how something seems. Or how something looks, which could be a way to give your opinion. So really I'm saying, it seems to me, or it looks to me. So we're just changing the order, and I'm starting with the to me. So maybe if your opinion is going to be something like this, then you could use to me. Does that make sense, Israel? Oscar, would you explain the use of to whip out, to the test, to be said, okay, to photos, to capture, to the mobile phone? There's a lot of twos there. I probably can't explain them all in great detail. That's more grammar, but I'll do my best. Would you explain the use of to whip out? Yeah, all of these twos, Oscar, they're doing different jobs. They all mean different things. We're using them for different reasons. To the test. Where's to the test? Yeah, so this to the test is part of an expression to put something to the test. That's just the expression. Yeah, Israel and Gabrielle, they're helping. Yeah, to introduce. Yeah, the to here is an infinitive. Yeah, exactly. The whip out is a verb in the infinitive form. Exactly. So that's what this to is doing. This to is part of the expression to put something to the test. What else? To take photos, to be said. Where does it say to be said? There's a lot to be said for the feel of. Yeah, again, this is another expression. It's just why we say it. It's just how we say this. This to here means there's a lot that we can say. So I could replace this here, Oscar, with there is a lot that we can say. So instead of saying this, there is a lot that we can say, I say there is a lot to be said. It means the same thing. What else? To take photos is another infinitive, and to capture is another infinitive, because I'm using those verbs in the infinitive form, and I need the to. And the last one, to the mobile phone. Yeah, thanks to the mobile phone. The to here is because I have thanks. So when I say thanks to something, I need to say who the thanks go to, and in this case, the thanks go to the mobile phone. So this to, it doesn't have anything to do with mobile phone. The to is connected to thanks to Oscar, or thanks to the mobile phone, or thanks to the weather. So I hope that answers your question. To always be ready. Yeah, the to always be ready to take photos is to always be. This to is connected to this be, and I've put the always in the middle, but the to is connected to the be. And again, it's the infinitive. I'm saying the best way to take photos is to be ready, is to be always better. No, we put the adverb here in the middle. Always is to always be ready. Yeah, you're saying, is it better to put it here? But no, it goes here. To always be ready to capture those special but rare moments. Cool. Okay, thank you, Oscar. Does anybody else have any questions? Or maybe some other ideas? Maybe you disagree with me. Maybe you have a better idea. What do you think? Maybe tell me in the chat if you've got a different idea, or you think something different. Tell me, what do you think? Do you like what I have to say? Do you agree with me, or do you disagree? What do you think? People agree so far? Anybody have any different ideas? Maybe you think mobile phones aren't the best way to take photos. Maybe there's some professional photographers there. Renula, you hesitate about more professional. I'm not sure what you mean. You're talking about here. More people, some people will say that the quality is not as good as on more professional equipment. That means that mobile is professional. Oh, I see. Yes, I understand. Yeah, it could imply that the mobile phone is. It could do, yeah. It's good as on more. Not necessarily. I think it's just no. It doesn't. No, it doesn't necessarily mean that. Okay. Anybody else? Any last questions or comments? So this homework is on the website. So you've got until next Sunday to send that to me, and I'll send you back some comments and some feedback. I'll put this worksheet, these notes on the website on the live class page, so you can download them and copy.